Hey guys, Reed24 here. Hope you're doing pretty well. It is July 2020, so we're halfway through the year already. Like I said before, the year's been pretty weird. It feels like the months have been going by really quickly, but also really slowly. I guess just depending on your point of view and how you're spending your days. But we had a really good showing of games in the beginning of the year. A lot of good games came out, and then we kind of had a lull, I guess, in the last couple of months. But starting from this month, I think we have a couple games to look forward to, and hopefully the year will get even better from here on out. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in. Here are my picks for the games coming out in the Japanese release schedule for July 2020. Alright, getting things started on July 9th is Sword Art Online Alice's Asian Licorice. Licorice? I don't know. Anyways, this is coming out on PS4, the Xbox One, the PC. So you have 3 platforms to choose from. If you like Sword Art Online, you're a huge fan of the series, you might already be interested in this. There's already been a couple Sword Art Online games. Like there's a bunch. And I think hardcore fans probably have already played a bunch of them or checked them out. This is kind of more of the same. It looks like it's going to be a decent game. It looks a little bit better than the other ones. Just looking at gameplay here, it looks, it looks pretty exciting. It looks pretty decent. I think they're adding a little bit more of some open world elements to this one just to make it a little more, I don't know, I guess like a little more modern. I know due to global events, the newest season of the anime kind of got delayed. So maybe if you're a huge fan, you kind of have a little void in your heart, a little SAO void in your heart. And if you want to fill that with something, why not do that with this game? Alright, on July 10th, you can check out the sequel to Bloodstained, but not that Bloodstained, like not that one. We're talking about Bloodstained Curse of the Moon. This is kind of a surprise. I honestly didn't think that this would get announced, or I even didn't think it would come out this quickly. So this is like a retro, kind of prequel, I guess, to Bloodstained. So if you are familiar with those characters and you want to fill out some more of the story, you might want to check this out. This looks really, really good. And I think if you're a fan of just games in general, and you really want to kind of jump back and play some of the older Metroidvania games, but without actually playing, older Castlevania games, do it with this. This looks really cool. I'm really glad that studios are paying homage, to some of these older games. So if you have the time, the money, check this out. Alright, well, on July 17th, you can check out a brand new Paper Mario game. So this is Paper Mario the Origami King, which was announced like last month, so not all that long ago, and now it's already coming out. I think that's pretty cool. I really like it when game companies just like surprise announce a game and then they're just like, oh, by the way, you can play it like right away. It's really soon. That's pretty cool. I know Color Splash, the last game, had a couple of design changes that people maybe didn't agree with. They didn't like it all that much. But if you like the older Paper Mario games, like that action RPG kind of gameplay, that's back. So they're going like more in that older direction. So if you're a big fan of those games and you want more of that, then this is probably something that you're really pleased with. So if you are a Switch gamer and not all that interested in Bloodstained, then this is probably the game that you want to pick up this month. Alright, here we are. Probably the biggest release of the month. This is Ghost of Tsushima for the PS4. I think what's surprising to me about this is that it's made by Sucker Punch, which is fine. They're a great studio, but obviously they've been, they kind of made a name for themselves making the Infamous games. So when I hear Sucker Punch, I'm just like, oh yes, Infamous. What Infamous game are you going to make this time? But it's definitely not that. Still kind of embracing the open world style gameplay, but taking it to a completely different setting. So this is like ancient Japan, right? Actual ancient Japan, like without, giant enemy crabs, right? I honestly didn't know what to expect when they announced this, and I honestly, to be honest, like I just really wasn't that interested. It seemed like a game that wasn't really for me. But when I started looking at trailers, I was like, this looks good. So this is open world, like with some interesting stealth combat, action combat, and a lot of freedom and just like a lot of exploration. I think this will be the game that most people will enjoy this month, and if you like what you're seeing, you should probably check this out too. Okay, and last and certainly not least, at least in terms of names, is Mobile Suit Gundam Extreme vs. Maxi Boost On, coming out on July 30th. I don't know what to say. What's to say about this game? If you live in Japan, you probably are quite familiar with the Gundam vs. series, so this is like a set of arcade games that are pretty well played. Like they're very, very popular. So they're multiplayer, just action fighting games. Not fighting games, but they're multiplayer battle games. That draws sometimes some pretty big crowds, and this is the home console release of the latest version. What's to say other than if you like Gundams, if you really like just mobile suits fighting each other, and who doesn't, because that's pretty cool, maybe check this out. you can probably have a decent amount of fun with it, just up until the point that you get slaughtered by pros, but let's pretend that that'll never happen. So if you have a Japanese PSN account, you can actually just log in and pre-order it now, or, just, I guess, download it when it's actually available. Alright, well, I think that's going to do it for July 2020. So if you're going to get a brand new game this month, I think it should be one of these ones. So let me know what you're going to get down in the comments. And of course, if there's a game that I didn't mention and you feel like I should have, let me know what it was down there as well. Also, if you just want to chat or hang out or whatever, I do stream on Twitch 2 times a week. I'll put a link to that down in the description. Recently, we've been playing a bunch of RPGs, mostly Persona and stuff like that, but also a bunch of random games. It's been a lot of fun, so if you want to come hang out, you can find me there. And if you enjoyed this video, feel free to subscribe just for more content, hopefully coming soon. I've been thinking about, I don't know, branching out, maybe doing like Japanese food reviews or something like that. So let me know what your opinion is on that. Anyways, as always, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys again. Take care.